Welcome back to the Norfolk Scope Arena, 34-28. Norfolk State on top of Howard here in our final quarterfinals matchup of the day. Now joined courtside by interim president of Norfolk State, Melvin Stith. Melvin, appreciate you joining me.
Well, it's my pleasure. What a great game so far. We're loving it.
I know that you're an NSU alum. NSU is near and dear to your heart. What has it been like to serve as the interim president of your alma mater?
Well, my wife is also a graduate. We actually met at Norfolk State. It has been one of the highlight experiences of my life. You never expect when you're a student struggling to get through those first 4 years to get a degree that you ever be back, because you held the presidents and the provosts and those people like Lima Beecher Brooks in such high esteem. To now to be able to say I'm part of their legacy is just an ultimate experience of my lifetime.
You've worked in academics for a while. You've worked at some big-time schools, Syracuse, Florida State. What has the experience been like compared to a Power 5 school to come back to an HBCU here in the MEAC and to serve in this conference?
Well, what it allowed me to do, I think, is to see big-time sports firsthand. At Florida State, of course, I was there during the Bobby Bowden years. Actually, at Florida State for about 20 years. And then at Syracuse, it was all about basketball. And it was that way I was actually a graduate of Syracuse by graduate education. But to come back, you know that the significance of a school like Norfolk, the significance of the MEAC, you learn so much from those experiences. You can come back and talk to the AD, talk to people about the kinds of things that we can do in our own sphere to just to be a better part of the community in Norfolk. And that's what we've been trying to do. And we're really happy with what has been going on so far. The fan attendance is up, student participation, and those are the things that you can have control and tell our, as I like to say, we like to tell our own story. So it's been just wonderful. But, you know, Florida State and Syracuse, they're just, like you said, the Power 5 conferences. You can't compare yourself. You don't have the resources that they have, but you can use your resources in a way to make what we do better. That's what we try to do. I like to say we're comfortable in our own skin.
Well, you went ahead and honored Kyle O'Quinn. You raised his jersey to the rafters earlier this season. He is now being inducted into the Hall of Fame today here for the MEAC. You talk about telling your own story. You think back to the upset, the 15-2 upset against Missouri that Kyle was a part of. What was it like for you as an NSU fan to see something like that happen, and what would it mean to you and your school to see that maybe happen again?
Well, it was during that time that I actually on the board of a business there called here. I was actually in the Marriott Hotel in downtown Norfolk watching it, holding my breath on every shot as we went. I mean, it was just, I like to say it was a victory that was heard around the world. The NCAA still plays that. It means so much because, yes, Norfolk State name actually now in the global, say people go, who is Norfolk State, where are they come from? They still show those kind of upsets because it's good marketing for them, but it's great marketing for Norfolk State as well. So it was just one of those ultimate experiences. And, you know, I went back to Syracuse poking my chest out that we can play with the big guys.
Did you go to Jim Boeheim and tell him that we're coming for you?
We got some guys we're coming for you. Actually, we're now trying to work with Syracuse to actually schedule a game with Syracuse, because I just think it would be such an experience for our guys to be able to play in the Dome. It's such an iconic place.
But what has athletics done for the university as a whole? A lot of people say that athletics are the front porch of the university.
Oh, I believe that because it's through your athletics that you really are constantly in the press, and most of the time it's good. So people hear about you, you do something good, you're in the national media, and we can never afford for those marketing times that we get on ESPN, the MEAC is down on ESPNU. We couldn't afford that kind of marketing, and to get our students. Students see us, they check out our website. We get a lot of students because of our athletic program. So it is the front porch. When I was at Florida State, in the year they won the national championship between 12 a.m. and 6 a.m., they got like 2,000 applicants. So it's huge. I mean, again, it's in our own world, but it's huge when we can be in the tournaments like these and on television. And those are the intangibles that we could never afford.
You have an alumnus serving as your women's basketball coach right now in Larry Vickers.
Yes.
You're an alum serving your university. He's back working at the school. What does it mean to have alums littered all over the school working towards a common goal?
Well, I think what it does is send such a positive message to the young men and women who study with us. They see they can come to Norfolk State and aspire to be anything they want to be. Our motto for our students is we see the future in you. So when they see me coming from a farm in Jericho, getting my family farm, the kind of thing that we've done. My wife has done, Larry, Marty Miller's done along, the dean of the business schools done along. So when they see us coming back, they know that their education at Norfolk is quality, then they can go out and come back and just make the contribution that they want to make depending on how hard they work. And they're not disadvantaged by being at Norfolk State when they compare themselves to any other academic institution.
Well, your term as interim president is coming to a close. Javon Adams-Gasson is a VP at Ohio State, coming to Norfolk State to lead the university. What should people expect as that term begins?
Well, we're talking about a smooth transition. I'll just go back to being retired again and come, as I told people, I'll go back being a good alum, come back to homecoming, send them 2 checks a year, and live happily ever after. No, but Norfolk State is a great institution. I'm sure the new president is going to do a good job. She'll put her stamp on what she thinks is important, and we don't know what that is until she comes and understands our community. But I think it's going to be wonderful. I know it'll be a smooth transition because I'm ready to go back and spend some time with my new grandson. So Patricia and I are eager to become good alums again.
Well, will you get to keep your presidential tickets and have those privileges for football and basketball games?
Well,
that's the big
they're probably
question.
going to make me pay because they're going to now say they want the revenue, I always like to say it's nothing like being an ex-anything, so I'll be out in the stand in the rain with everybody else starting next year, but I'll be there.
Well, what would it mean to you and your school to see both the women's and the men's programs win the tournament here in the home city and advance to the NCAA tournament?
Oh, wouldn't it be amazing? It'd just be like, for me, the kind of the crowning glory, because our students overall are getting good jobs. To pull something like this off would be amazing. And I just remember the old days when Bobby Danger, we were in school, we would win the CIAA. I mean, just the pride that goes into something like this would just be amazing. So we're real excited, and we can still love the kids even if they lose because we know they gave their best on behalf of Norfolk State University. But I sure would like to go to the big dance.
You just mentioned the CIAA days. Norfolk State moves up. It's one of the newer institutions in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. The school has had success, especially in basketball, as a Division I institution. Does it reinforce that the move was the correct move every time you make it to the national stage?
Oh, I think so. And I also think, again, you go back to the marketing and the good publicity that we get because of the MEAC, because it is a D1 program. I'm a marketing guy. My PhD is in marketing, and I just think anytime you can get the kind of good press, the kind of notoriety that we get, Norfolk State wins because of that. And you go back to that concept of athletics being the front porch. So when we're getting like this, you're constantly in the paper, people read. I was at a meeting this morning with a number of CEOs and CFOs here in Norfolk, and they were talking, oh, you won last night. That's really good. We're really happy for you. So people hear good things about you through athletics, and I just think it's very, very important. Yes, I do think it was the right move.
Dr. Melvin Stitt, we appreciate the time. Congratulations on your re-retirement, and we will be back with the second half of play momentarily right here on Pro Sports.
Thanks for having me. It's been wonderful talking to you. It's always great to be able to talk about Norfolk State University.